Personal finances and money management can be a huge pain, and not to mention intimidating. But it's something we all have to learn. If not, we risk living a life dictated by financial stress and quite literally working until we die. So, on the road to financial freedom, for today's video, we start with fundamentals. Here are 5 proven tips to help you master your money. Tip number 1, budgeting. By keeping track of your income and expenses, you can get a clear picture of your financial situation and make informed decisions about how to allocate your funds. What proper budgeting allows you to do is visually monitor your financial choices, good and bad. It's one thing to check your bank accounts here and there, it's another to visually see your total spending by expense category relative to your earned income. It keeps things in perspective. With a realistic monthly budget coupled with realistic financial goals, you can get on and stay on track by avoiding spending more than you earn. Budgeting can also help you prioritize that spending. As much as many of us would like to save 100% of our income, certain expenses are unavoidable. So it helps to prioritize the necessities like housing, food, and transportation, as well as saving for long-term goals such as retirement and education expenses. Everything after that will depend on what's truly important to you. Some of us really like to travel, some of us really like clothes. The key is to stick to your priorities and limit that excess spending. And I will say, I don't promote extreme frugality. I believe life's experiences should be enjoyed at all stages of our financial journeys. But when life's experiences come with a price tag, we have to be reasonable. Tip number 2, saving. And by saving, I don't mean stashing cash under the mattress to collect dust. Our savings play specific roles. The first is establishing an emergency fund. This is a critical step in protecting yourself against unexpected events, such as job loss, illness, and other emergencies. Having a solid emergency fund can provide peace of mind and help you manage these challenges without having to rely on debt. Now, that does beg the question, what is a solid emergency fund? Generally, 3 to 6 months of expenses. But if you work in an industry with a competitive job market, consider saving even more. The second role of our saved dollars is to pay for larger expenses down the road. These are those monumental purchases, those milestone buys that are big decisions to make. Whether it's a down payment for a home, college tuition, or even a vehicle, the more we save, the less we rely on debt to finance the cost. And hey, I may not think financing a car makes sense, but I understand many people will. So bonus tip, put as much down as possible and keep those monthlies low. In my opinion, the best place to house your savings is in a high-yield savings account. Now that we've entered a higher interest rate environment, the interest earned on deposits is upwards of 3% a year. That is incredible when you consider most checking accounts barely earn interest at all. So let your emergency fund and big purchase savings sit there and you'll earn a little money until you need it. Tip number 3, debt reduction. Debt, whether credit card balances, car loans, or student loans, can be a significant burden and cause long-term financial strain. By reducing your debt, you can free up more of your monthly income, reduce that stress, and improve your financial stability. One effective strategy for reducing debt is to prioritize paying off high-interest debt first. This is the type of debt that can snowball quickly and cost you significantly more than the money you borrowed. The 2 most common forms of high-interest debt are credit cards and car loans. Recent data shows the average credit card interest rate is 20%. And when you consider the average credit score is in the low 700s, the average car loan will be almost 10%. So really focus on getting those 2 paid off. Double-digit interest is large enough to sink just about anyone. Reducing debt will also open up financial opportunities. By improving your credit score and overall financial position, you'll gain access to lower interest rates on loans and better credit card offers. In general, lenders will be more willing to let you borrow for less. So by consistently making on-time payments and reducing your debt balances, you can demonstrate to creditors that you are a responsible borrower and increase your chances of being approved for more favorable financial services. And don't overlook how reducing your debt can provide peace of mind. When you're not burdened by high levels of debt, you are better able to focus on other aspects, such as saving for the future, investing, and pursuing other personal interests. Debt can create the sense that you've lost control of not just your finances, but your entire life. Don't allow it to consume you, because it will. Tip number 4, financial protection. These are the measures you can take to avoid financial disasters. These include various forms of insurance, selecting banks with fraud protections, and practicing safe storage of your personal information. But I want to focus on insurance here. Look, it's important to have insurance coverage for your assets. Think home insurance, car insurance, and health insurance. Yes, your health is an asset. But you also want liability coverage. That'll typically take the form of additional car insurance and business insurance if you own one. Having insurance is about managing unexpected events without having to completely drain your savings and without having to go into debt. It's about being prepared for the worst, should it occur. I emphasize insurance because, believe it or not, most people are underinsured relative to the risky states of the world they face. Depending on what state you live in, the percent of uninsured motorists ranges anywhere from 3 to 30%. For health coverage, over 40% of working-aged adults are underinsured, and roughly 30 million Americans had no health insurance. On one hand, homeowners are mostly insured, but on the other hand, the majority of renters do not have renter's insurance. But let's be honest here, insurance is expensive. When you add your health insurance, your home insurance, and your car insurance, you could very well be paying north of $1,000 a month. So I understand the impulse to forego insurance completely, but I'm telling you, please consider basic insurance as a financial necessity. What good is working to improve your finances if in one unfortunate accident, you're set all the way back to step 1? Going back to having a budget, work financial protection into your priorities. It's essential. Tip number 5, investing. Investing is arguably the most powerful tool to improve your personal finances. And beyond that, building wealth. By investing in a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, and other assets, you can take advantage of the power that is compound interest. The premise of investing is simple. Make your money work for you by entering a market where risk commands reward. Investing can help you achieve many financial goals, such as saving for retirement, buying a home, and funding a child's education. But the number one takeaway is that there's investing and then there's speculation, or in other words, gambling. To be a good investor, you need to be knowledgeable, patient, and most importantly, emotionally strong. Investing comes with risks, but because of that, it provides the opportunity to earn higher returns than your traditional savings options. The difference between earning 10% compounded annually and 3% is enormous, to say the least. But remember, there's more risk involved. Asset prices can be volatile, and no one consistently predicts the short-term movements of the market accurately. By taking a long-term approach to investing, you can weather the ups and downs of the market and enjoy the full benefit of compound interest. The longer you're invested in an asset, the more powerful the compounding. Where you should invest is a topic I cover in other videos, but from a high level, you'll want to prioritize investments that are tax advantaged. These are your 401ks, Roth IRAs, and 529s. It also pays to focus on long-term investing strategies and keeping it all as simple as possible. Consistency is key. And if this seems obvious to you, consider that only 58% of Americans own stock, and almost 40% have never had a retirement plan. You may be investing, but there's a good chance your neighbor isn't, so spread the word. To wrap up the video, I want to make clear that there's an underlying principle to all of this. If you can't learn how to spend less than you make, you'll always be poor. It doesn't matter how high your income is, if you can't learn how to spend less than you make, you'll always be poor. When you implement these 5 proven tips to master your money, keep this principle in mind. And that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, I invite you to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care of yourself and best of luck.